This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, I am pumping some iron and
What?
oiling myself up because it's Hunks
No,
Week here on The Complete Guide to Everything.
I don't want oil on my couch, please.
I don't want oil on my hunks.
What? I thought you would want oil.
I know.
Yeah, you're sending mixed messages already, Tim.
Tom, this week we are covering the topic of hunks.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out. We put this to our Patreon subscribers, our patrons.
Yeah.
Patreon.com
But you all
/
benefit.
complete guide. Hey, what topic do you want us to do? We got a lot of responses, but Sam Cowan came back and he was like, hunks.
Yeah.
So here you go, Sam.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Hunks, a topic that I don't think we've ever thought about doing. However, I think we both have a lot of opinions about hunks.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about hunks.
All right.
I have a lot of questions about hunks.
I have questions about hunks as well.
Tom. All right.
Huh?
Before we get into, do you think, do you want to be a hunk?
Yeah, who doesn't want to be a hunk?
I know. Do you think you ever had a shot at being a hunk?
I think I still have a shot. I think I might be a hunk.
I can tell you this. You're currently not a hunk.
What?
I don't think you can find...
I don't know about that,
No
Tim.
offense. Very few... a very small portion of the population are hunks. But I think it's achievable. I don't think...
Well, I think you're going to be eating your words when you see how many of these centerfolds I got printed up. I
on
sell
a bearskin rug?
No, Tim, it's just me. It's like a nice. I've got like one arm behind my head, one hand behind my head to show off all these muscles, all
Your
the inside
side,
muscles,
yeah.
all the side muscles.
Yeah. It's on your trunk.
Yeah.
You know when people call the part of your body your trunk?
No,
I've been reading a lot of muscle magazines.
isn't your trunk your butt?
No.
Check out the trunk on that one.
No.
Yeah, it's a butt.
You say caboose.
Okay.
Tom, I have good news for you. Thanks to the patriarchy,
Yeah.
hunkdom knows no age. You a hunk can be a geriatric for all society cares.
Or a teen
not the
hunk.
case. Not the case with babes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Society does not deem.
Very few octogenarian babes.
With few exceptions, the exceptions are the Dame Judi Denches of the world, right?
Yeah, but would you say she's a babe?
Yeah. I think the lad mags would agree with me, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but I think much like the way you can be handsome, but not necessarily a hunk, you can be beautiful, but not necessarily a babe.
Yeah, all right. Well, here we go. I just want to start with the definition of hunk.
Okay.
Right. First of all, informal, a large piece, a chunk, like a hunk of fresh bread. That's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about fresh bread.
Hold on. I need to write up some new notes then.
Man. Do I love fresh bread? And I'm not talking friggin' Subway bread. That trash.
All right.
Talking about from an artisanal bakery.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know what? I'm not as into bread as I used to be, I think, which is a good thing.
Yeah. You know what? It's because society.
No, it's not because of society. I don't like the way it tastes as much anymore. And I also think I have like a disease or something, like a
Celiac disease?
Yeah, or like gluten allergy.
You know what, Tom? If the Tom of 5 years ago heard you say that, he would rip you a new one right now. You were of the mind that anybody who thinks they have a gluten allergy is lying because it's trendy.
No, I would say this, that I've been places at restaurants where somebody's asked like, a waiter, hey, does this have gluten in it? And the waiter will be like, I don't know. Like, does this normally have gluten? And they're like, I don't know. It's like, well, look, if you've got something, learn about it.
The Kenny Shopson thing. You have an allergy, go eat in the hospital.
No, not that. It's just like, don't rely on, for your own safety,
Yeah.
if you honestly have an allergy, like, don't rely on, some random
Allergies
person.
are made up.
And I'm just saying, I think a lot of people out there, This is why I'm saying I think I have a gluten allergy, but I'm not walking around saying I have a gluten allergy because guess what? I haven't been tested.
Well, why don't you get tested?
I'm gonna get tested.
You're lazy.
It's
You're
a
not...
blood test, so I'll do it. I thought it was like they
semen.
No, why would it be semen?
I don't know.
Very few tests are semen tests, Tim. I've been telling you that for years. You gotta find a new doctor.
Look, he's a very nice man.
Well, time to check your blood pressure. You know what I need, Tim.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
No, I thought it was more of a like a quiz, like you would have to fill out a questionnaire. And I'm like, well, if I'm filling out a questionnaire and I'm already there, then like I'm going to naturally lean towards the answers that I know are gonna make you say, yeah, you've got.
It's like one of those quizzes where it's like, which Golden Girl are you?
Yeah,
and it's like I know which one is Blanche. I'm gonna pick that one every time.
Right? Are you the one with a sassy comeback to everything somebody says?
Yeah, I am. I'm Blanche for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. Yeah, like all those BuzzFeed quizzes where, and then, I mean, it doesn't really happen anymore, but people would post like, I knew it. I am my favorite character from Marvel or whatever. It's like, you knew when you were answering.
Yeah, you were steering it.
Yeah.
Just the way you're going to steer it to like, oh, yeah, I am allergic to bread.
Right. So that's why when I found out it's a blood test, yeah, all right, I'll go give some blood. I want it back, though.
The slang term in the dictionary for hunk: a physically attractive man, usually with a well-developed physique.
Okay.
So usually.
Yeah, but
it's not a
always.
hard and fast rule. Chris Pratt working out.
Uh-huh.
Was he a hunk? Parks and Rec early seasons? Or is he a doof? Man, you so rarely see a man go from doof to hunk.
Yeah. A lot of times
tried?
you see him go from doof to goof, but not doof to hunk.
Jonah Hill tried to go from doof to hunk. Didn't work.
No, it landed flat on his face.
Yeah. Get out of here, Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Are we anti-Jonah Hill on this?
Nah, I think he's fine. I bet if I knew him, I'd be like, he's kind of annoying, but...
He was part of the Leonardo DiCaprio... Pee posse.
Pee-pee?
No, it's a word that I don't like to say. Let's move on. Tom, enough about Jonah Hill.
Was he like the court jester, the comic relief in that?
No, he's svelte
the
now.
funny guys here. That's my Leo impression.
That's your do it again?
Hey, the funny guys here.
That's your Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, he's preparing for a role. He's preparing for a new film with Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And so he's working on the character. Hey, the funny guys here.
Yeah, so he's playing like some
mafioso guy.
Yeah.
From old times.
Martin Scorsese doesn't make those kinds of movies anymore, right? He makes like
the one he's making right now, he's got all the old mob guys de-aged.
What?
You don't know that's the movie he's working on? I think it's called The Irishman.
They got to get rid of this de-aging in movies.
It's just going to become more and more popular.
This is just another goddamn way for the baby boomers to keep their iron grip on culture and society.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, we'll keep putting 70-year-olds in movies. We'll just make them look like 40-year-olds.
Yeah, you got Robert De Niro out there going, you thought you got rid of me, but I'm still here. I'm still making the movies.
Ugh, God. Makes me sick.
Joe Pesci's going to be in it, though. You haven't seen him in a while.
No, I haven't.
Because he got so old looking, he didn't want to be in movies anymore. And then he found, you got the new technology? I'm in.
That's not a bad Joe Pesci, actually. So we're talking about hunks.
Yeah.
What type of hunks are we talking about, Tom? There's two types of hunks in my book.
All right.
There's the two ends of the spectrum.
To answer your earlier question about Chris Pratt, though, before you get into that, in good shape
From
Chris
junk
Pratt.
to hunk.
From junk to hunk. When he was junk, I would say he was subjectively a hunk. If somebody told you, I think he's a hunk, you couldn't say, no, you're completely wrong. You could say, oh, I could see that. He's charming and like he is handsome. But after he got in good shape, objectively a hunk.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, people thinking like, oh yeah, because like he was still on TV and he was charming and he was like handsome, even though he, was 15 pounds overweight, just a little like not even that,
Yeah.
But people were like, for being on a TV show, they were like, oh man, look at this fat guy, right?
Yeah, he's TV fat.
But it's the same way that like people are like, oh yeah, when somebody's like, you know what I like this actress because she's not traditionally beautiful. It's like, if she's on TV or in movies, guess what?
Oh, yeah,
she's
if she walked into
yeah.
a room, you'd be like, "Oh my God, that's
she's
the
more
most
attractive
beautiful
than anybody
person I've
you've
ever
met
seen
in
real
person."
life."
Yeah, but it's like, these people, stop it. Stop it. Oh, I'm the only one who thinks this person is attractive. No, you're not. Sorry, they thought that these people were so attractive that they cast them in television shows, and movies. Dunce.
Did you know? Well, did you know that Chris Pratt married Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter?
I do.
Did you know that she was asked in an interview years ago who her favorite Marvel guy was? Mm-hmm. And she said Chris Evans.
That's not Chris Pratt.
No, then she married Chris Pratt.
Wow. He should divorce her.
That's how I think this came about. I think it's in divorce filing.
Wow, they were getting divorced already?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the hunk scale.
Okay, the two types of hunks.
Yeah, and these are the two poles, right? The one end you have Arnold.
Okay.
The other end you have JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Okay, so you're talking the two
Pipsqueak to hulking strongman.
Yeah.
But they're all hunks, right?
Well, one of my questions to you, and I think you answered it, was does a hunk have to be beefy to be a hunk?
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know much about hunks, Tom.
Right.
And when we were trying to Google this before, do not Google hunks unless you have safe search on, because all that comes up
The pornography.
Nonstop pornography.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just looking for a list of hunks.
I finally had to search G-rated hunks. And then it came up with a bunch of cartoon hunks.
Like who?
Like Hercules from the Disney movie.
Yeah. It's too stylized to be a hunk.
What about Beast from Beauty and the Beast?
He's a freaking monster.
Oh,
does he turn into a man at the end?
Yeah, he turns into a man at the end.
What does he look like?
Like a hunk.
Yeah. I mean, that tracks.
What about Quasimodo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
An unconventional hunk.
An unconventional hunk if there ever were one.
Nah, he's junk.
Whoa,
throw him in the trash.
Throw him off the bell tower.
Yeah. What happens at the end of the Hunchback?
They throw him off the bell tower for being
into the dumpster.
Unconventionally attractive. Earlier in the movie, you see the first Frenchman who invented the dumpster. And you're like, why are they showing this? This better pay off.
Yeah.
This better pay off later, and it
Le
does.
dumpster.
That's what he says.
Yeah. So the hunks that I came of age during the hunkdom were all like teenage boys.
Yeah.
And they were on
those
the
were the
pages
hunks you were
of,
being
like,
exposed to.
Yeah. Teen Beat.
Yeah.
Tiger Beat.
Right.
What's the origin of Tiger Beat?
What do you mean? I think it's just like Tiger. Like Tiger is like a very high school thing.
Because of the Bayside Tigers?
I was going to say like mascots. Like I feel like a lot of high schools have tigers as mascots. I bet that's the number one mascot. The most common mascot, the tiger.
Yeah. I bet a lot of schools in the last 30 years have changed to tigers from vaguely racist or overtly racist.
Right. Yeah.
Mascots,
Tiger
right?
is a very safe mascot to have. Not a physical tiger, of course.
What adults are like, hey, you know what we'll do? We'll get all these pictures of teenage boys and publish them in a monthly magazine.
Well, those people are rich. Those adults. Maybe it wasn't adults. Maybe that was a for kids by kids type situation.
There weren't very many magazines that were like.
My guess is
my brother, when I was a little kid, read in Sports Illustrated for Kids about this magazine this baseball magazine that kids made.
Mm-hmm.
He subscribed to it. It was really cool. They had like an illustrated picture every on the cover every month. This is when we were children. My brother isn't subscribed to it now.
Right.
That was like colored in with crayons. It looked like.
So they took the title Sports Illustrated very literally.
Well, no, this was a completely different publication.
But
he
Sports
read
Illustrated advertised it, huh? Their competitor.
Well, yeah.
He's ripping off their idea of illustrating
Sports Illustrated for Kids was stupid because they were like, hey, look at this other magazine. And then my brother was like, yeah, I'll read that instead of your stupid magazine.
I feel like Sports Illustrated for Kids was always not up to date. It wasn't timely enough.
It was timely enough.
It wasn't? I feel like a lot of evergreen content.
It had like Karl Malone in it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying not anything about like, and this is how many points he scored.
Yeah, that's fine. Who wants to hear about that?
I don't know. Kids who want.
Nah, I want the profile. I want to know about the adversity he faced when he was a child and how he overcame it. Something I can relate to.
My guess is that these teen hunk magazines were. There was like one kingpin at the top.
Who is that boy band? Lou Pearlman?
Yeah,
was it like a Lou Pearlman
yeah, there was
type?
a Lou Pearlman type at the top, and then beneath him, everybody else that was working there was like 19 and barely making any money. So that they still had their finger on the pulse of teen hunks enough. And then like once they turned 20, they were like, get the hell out of here.
20?
Yeah.
17.
No, I mean, he needed like legal workers there for the most part. They probably relied on a lot of user-generated content too. Yeah. People writing in telling them who the hunks were.
Tom, I'll tell you right off the bat.
Uh-huh.
I don't know any 21st century hunks. Not familiar with the current slate of hunks. Sorry. I don't consider myself a hunksman.
Well, Tim, maybe I can enlighten you because I have a list. I have a few different categories of hunks that I'd like to go over.
Tom, when we decided that this episode was going to be about hunks, your face lit up and you're like, I know just the angle I'm going to take.
Yeah, what have I got? 5 different categories of hunks here.
All right, so I'm handing you the reins of this episode.
All right.
The Hunk Master General, Tom Reynolds, has entered the room, and let's hunk it up.
I've got a list called Today's Hunks.
Ooh, all right.
That I'd like to talk about. I will give the caveat that this does not include teen hunks.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to be looking up teen hunks. I don't need that kind of...
And can you imagine the results if you don't have Safe Search on?
Yeah, I don't need that kind of trouble in my life. I don't need my IP address tracked because I'm looking up teen hunks.
Yeah.
So,
can I tell you something, Tom?
What? I bet like the teen hunks are probably like the Stranger Things kids. And like when we were kids, it's like whoever the kid is in like, popular sitcoms.
Yeah.
Like those are the teen hunks. And like I could say their names and
I know who the teen hunks are right now. The Riverdale crew.
They're not teens, Tim.
Yeah, they are.
No, despite what Riverdale...
They're in high school, Tom.
They're not, Tim, for the last time. They're not in high school.
They go to... Tom,
That's
they're at Riverdale
fiction.
High.
They're older.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm saying like the JTT style hunks...
So whoever the son is on Last Man Standing right now is this the hunk?
Yeah, probably. Or like, I don't know, like whatever the big like multi-camera sitcoms are nowadays.
Yeah.
Like Modern Family and Blackish. Like those, they probably have their own teen hunks on those shows.
Manny? You're telling me Manny's a teen hunk?
Who's that?
Modern Family. Come on.
I don't watch television, Tim. I told you I don't have a TV.
You watch The Arrow all the time.
No, I've actually... Well, now those are some hunks. Now that you mention it.
Those are like C-list hunks at best.
Oh, go fuck yourself. Those are not C-list hunks. Even though I kind of stopped watching all those shows because they got pretty bad. I will not sit here and have you tell me that they are not hunks, Tim. They are hunks in every sense of the word.
Sure. They're C-list hunks. Look, I'm not denying they're hunks, Tom.
No, they're A-list hunks, and you've got a C-list brain. You got a C-list look at life. Open up your eyes. Take a look at the hunks around you.
All right.
For God's sake.
All right. Hunks of the moment. Hunks of today.
There are probably like a lot of TikTok hunks nowadays too. That's probably the other thing kids like. It's a clock app. Today's hunks. The first one on this is my top hunk of today's hunks. Is speaking of the CW, Tyler Hoechlin, the guy who plays Big Butt Superman.
I have never heard that name.
He plays Superman on the CW shows.
Do people other than like you know him?
Yeah, he's been in things. I think he was in the Werewolf show as well, Teen Wolf. And he was in that movie that I liked.
Oh, are you talking about Michael J. Fox?
No. Now that was a teen hunk in his day.
Yeah, right?
No, he was in whatchamacallit, the movie about baseball. That the guy from
A
Austin
League of Their Own?
No, not A League of Their Own. The guy who made Dazed and Confused, that guy.
Linklater movie?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what is that? Like Come and Get It or something?
Yeah, like we're gonna do it. Something like that. That was
It
a
had
fun
exclamation
movie.
points.
Yeah.
I didn't like that movie that much.
I like that movie. It's a hangout movie.
Yeah, I
Everybody's
didn't like.
just hanging out.
I don't think I liked the people we were hanging out with.
Well, then you don't like hunks, Tim. You're an idiot.
Maybe everybody wants some
Everybody wants some.
with 2 exclamation points.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll revisit it.
You should. It's got hunks like Tyler Hoechlin in it.
Blake Jenner, Justin Street, Ryan Guzman. Who are these people?
Hunks.
Tyler Hoechlin,
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell. These sound
Those
like
are all
hunks.
hunk names.
Yeah, they sound like hunks, but hell, I don't know any 21st century hunks, Tom.
Yeah. Taylor and Wyatt. Those are 2 very hunkish names.
Temple Baker,
Okay.
J. Quinton Johnson,
Okay.
Courtney Taylor. That's a lady.
Is it? It could be a boy.
The first lady. No, I'm looking at a picture of her. The first lady,
Melania Trump.
listed in this cast.
Uh-huh.
The top billed woman plays sorority girl number 1.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, this is a boys movie. It's just got
Yeah.
boys. It's a great movie for hunks if you're looking for, if you're after a hunk watching sesh. These are just hunks playing baseball.
So you're saying everybody wants some A-list hunk watch sesh.
Yeah. I mean, it's no, what's it called? Fantastic Mike?
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike. It's no Magic Mike. Like the hunks, I don't know. There might be a shower scene or two. I don't think there are shower scenes, but I'm sure like some of these hunks take their shirt off when it gets sweaty, but not to the level of a Magic Mike
You know my
type
favorite
movie.
hunk sesh is?
What?
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade does not have any hunks in
Yeah,
it.
it does.
You know what? I'm looking at this list. I don't have a lot of young hunks on here at all.
Yunks.
Youngs. All these hunks, for the most part, are like 40 plus.
Not that Tyler fella.
No, he's not. But next I have Mark Ruffalo.
Is he a hunk?
Yeah, he's a hunk.
I think he's
He's
cuddly.
a sweet hunk.
Yeah. Hunks can... okay, yeah.
Then I have...
You know what? He's an activist hunk.
Yeah.
All the ladies.
Hey, he's a hunk with heart.
Yeah, exactly. So he's the thinking man's hunk.
Yeah.
Thinking ladies. The thinking person's hunk.
Right.
He's also a Hulk hunk.
Yeah. Oh, that might have been what I was confused.
Yeah, no, he's not a hunk. He's a Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hunk. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say anymore. I think all the Marvel boys are hunks.
Yeah, I mean, that's
part of why they're the Marvel boys.
the various Chris's.
Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth's brother, Liam Hemsworth.
It's Hemsworth, not Helmsworth.
Hemsworth.
Is one of them married to Miley Cyrus?
Or engaged or something like that.
Yeah. You see, I'm on top of things
You're
here.
with it.
Hey, Tom, guess what? Twerking, right? I know that.
Yes.
See, I know all the things.
This is again an older hunk, but Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Like that's when I think of a hunk, I think of a guy like that, where it's like he's like a beefy guy.
Is he? I thought he was smoother than beefy. I think he's cut and smooth.
Yeah, I think we've got different definitions of beefy. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I take it back. He's not beefy, but like he's a big man. Like he's a strong man.
Right. So he's a hunk of today.
He's a hunk of today, but he is older. He is.
How old is Idris Elba?
I'm gonna guess that he is late 40s.
All right, but let's see who can guess closer.
I'm gonna guess that he's 48.
I'm gonna say he's 46.
How old is Idris Elba?
Idris Elba is 46 years old.
Fuck. Oh. Who's the smartest hunksman of all?
Yeah, I mean he's still an aging hunk. That's still old. That's not a teen
46 isn't
hunk.
old.
It's old for a hunk, but as you said, hunks know no age.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's not a young hunk.
Yunk. Please use the proper terminology. You know what? We're gonna be saying these stupid words. It's gonna turn out they mean like awful things or like
right. Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a younger hunk, but still not a young hunk.
Jake
Just
Gyllenhaal.
a hunk of today.
He's not a doof, but he's a goof.
He's a charming goof.
Is he?
I think so. I think that's the way he's seen by the general public.
I think he's kind of like. Remember when Tiki Barber tried to become like the Today Show host or something?
Mm-hmm.
And he thought he was way more charming than he was, but he was really just kind of off-putting.
Yeah.
That's how I see Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, I think he's gotten better. Have you watched any of his like appearances lately on shows?
No, I've only seen Donnie Darko.
Well, I mean that was a very long time ago. He's grown up. He's grown into his hunkdom.
Is he? He seems like unself-aware.
No, I think he's self-aware.
He rides the subway. We know that.
Yeah, just like a hunk would. A hunk is going to be riding a subway, or they're going to drive their own pickup truck,
Or a Ferrari.
or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini.
Porsche.
They're
Yeah.
probably not going to.
I guess hunks come in all shapes and sizes, huh?
They're probably not going to be in the back of a limo unless they're on the way to an event where they're receiving an award.
Yeah, I don't think many people get in limos anymore.
No. It
It's
just
like,
seems like a lot of trouble.
It's like a big SUV if they're being driven somewhere.
Yeah, or a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
Or a Rolls-Royce.
I'd like to be driven around in a Rolls Royce.
Sure you would. Who wouldn't?
Some people don't even know what a Rolls Royce is.
Yeah, but if you told them about it, especially people that don't even know what it is, if you
It's
told them about
it's a
it,
really
you'd be
nice car.
like, like, oh shit, yeah, I'd love to be driven around in a Rolls-Royce.
I mean, what's so great about a Rolls Royce, if we're being honest?
So cars like Rolls-Royces are like made with the idea that the back seat is where the most attention is paid.
Hey, that's what I've always thought about cars, Tom. I always pay most attention when I'm in the back seat.
Yeah.
Right?
You're a backseat driver. We get it. You're
No,
like, make a
no,
left
no,
up
no, no,
here.
no, no, no.
You're going too fast.
No, Tom, I think you misunderstand. I think what I'm saying is all the action happens in the back seat, if you catch my drift.
Oh, if you have like one of those cars with fold down seats, so then you can get into the trunk. Yes.
Necking, Tom. Necking in the back seat.
Look,
that's what I'm talking about.
If you went into a Rolls-Royce dealer and you said, hey, is this like a good car to neck in? They'd be like, sir, you leave our dealership right now.
And then they'd be like, and meet us out back.
Yes, and we'll show you exactly how good it is for necking. No, but they're built with the back seat in mind because that's where, just some driver's going to be driving the thing. They probably handle like shit, but
shit stocked with Grey Poupon.
Yeah, but in the back they've got all these like fold down like bars and like footrests that go up. The drivers
but still,
in the front
footrest at a bar. That in my home if I want. I footrest. I could have a footrest at my house.
Yeah.
If I made a little bit more money, I would have that.
Yeah, but your house can't take you places. A Rolls Royce can take you places, like
Tom,
a movie premiere. Or maybe you want to slum it, and you're like, "Hey, take it through the McDonald's drive-through. Let's give them a thrill."
Services, Tom. It's a movie premiere in my living room every night of the week.
All right, but sometimes you need to leave. Sometimes you need to leave the living room.
Not me.
And
I got everything I need right at my
Tim,
fingertips.
you're at my house right now. You had to get here somehow. How'd you get here?
Rolls Royce.
Well, then you've got...
The footrest was very nice.
Yeah.
But you're just like, yeah, anybody would want to. They got footrests. Who gives a shit?
It's like a recliner back there. It's like having a recliner in a car.
No, it's not.
It is.
You don't know anything about a Rolls Royce.
You don't know anything about a Rolls Royce.
Have you ever been in a Rolls Royce?
No, but I've seen videos about them.
No,
yeah, you think
what?
the videos
Lifestyles
are lying?
of the Rich and Famous?
Yeah, Lifestyles
Robin
of the
Leach.
Rich and Famous. Robin Leach showed them all.
Man, if that show was on now, it would be canceled.
Yeah.
In more than one way.
Bernie Sanders would be up there railing against it.
I'd be on it, man. Didn't you hear? He's rich.
No, he would be like, I won't
He's
be on
phony.
that show. I won't be on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Over my dead body.
It's a passable Bernie.
It's not as good as
I thought you were going to keep going. You looked like
it's not as good as my Joe Pesci.
No.
Nah, come on, Bernie. Go on Lifestyles of Rich and
It's not
Famous.
good anymore. You lost it.
Damn
Yeah.
it. Thanks, Bernie. Ryan Gosling. He's still
The
up there.
goose.
That's not what they call him. He's still up there. If anything, a Gosling is a mallard, right? A duck?
Doesn't explain why they call him the goose.
They don't call him the goose. You think it's the goose because Goss sounds like goose. But Gosling's a type of duck.
You got me there, Tom.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't seen Ryan Gosling in a lot of stuff lately, huh? He seems to have taken some time after La La Land and that Blade Runner movie.
Yeah, perhaps. Maybe he's too busy helping people carry bags across streets or something.
Is
right?
that the
That's
kind
what
of thing
does?
he is?
Yeah.
He's like a nice guy hunk?
It's a do-gooder that like, oh, they happen to catch him doing good for all these people.
Yeah, he's got those cameras following him.
He is a phony. Get out of here, goose.
So you're saying Ryan Gosling's a phony hunk. Maybe he's been out of the spotlight because he's not a hunk anymore. And he's afraid.
He's not hung anymore?
No, a hunk, Tim. A hunk.
That's
Jesus.
not what you said.
I said a hunk, Tim.
I'd like to rewind the tape.
Well, that's not the way this tape works. Get your mind out of the gutter, Tim. We're
I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
we're talking about hunks here, and you want to go blue.
Yeah, let's elevate it.
John Legend, another older hunk.
How old is John Legend? I'm going to say he's 44.
How old is John Legend?
John Legend is 40 years old.
40.
Wow. Tom.
Wow, he is not that old of a hunk.
You got a lot of things to accomplish in the next couple of years, Tom.
Yeah,
if you claim to be as good as John Legend as you frequently do.
But I feel like John Legend isn't talked about in the hunk conversation anymore because he's married to a babe.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, that hunk and that babe, they're
Cross
off the
them off
market.
the list, yeah.
They're in love with each other, which is
They are.
all you can really hope for a hunk or a babe. So good to them.
She seems nice, and she also has epic clapbacks, Tom.
Yes, she's funny.
You want to talk about clapping back? Let me tell you about this lady.
I didn't want to talk about clapping back.
Good, because I can't think of her name.
Chrissy Teigen.
Yes. Which, isn't that the name of an older supermodel, too? I mean, probably not.
No, I
That would
know
be
who you're
notable.
talking about. Christine Teigen?
There's some...
Right?
Cheryl Teagues.
Cheryl Teagues.
Chrissy Teigen.
Jesus. Yeah, I felt like I was going crazy there
Yeah.
for a minute.
Yeah.
I've got both of their posters right here.
Yeah. Right next to your Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
Man, the Babes episode of this show.
Well, we're not doing the Babes episode. This is a Hunks episode.
I know, it'll happen soon, and that will be the day that we get canceled.
But we'll be able to point to, no, we've also done a Hunks episode.
So all those vile things we said about women.
We also said about men. Like, you're double canceled.
Terry Crews, I know him. He's a hunk.
Now that's a beefy hunk.
He makes his pecs dance. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Which grosses me out. Don't ever do that. Nobody should move parts
Individual
other than their
muscles.
limbs.
Yeah.
Right?
How old do you think Terry Crews is?
I'm going to say he's 43.
Ooh, I'm going to say 48.
Hmm.
How old is Terry Crews?
Here's what I found.
50 years old.
Wow.
And 11 months and 17 days. So, hey, happy birthday, Terry Crews.
Happy early birthday, Terry Crews.
Yeah, it looks great. Can you imagine being 50 years old and having pecs that you can move individually like that?
I can't imagine being any age and having
Terry
that.
Crews is a hunk I've met.
How have you met Terry?
I met him at VidCon a few years ago. I went to VidCon
Video
for work.
conferencing?
Video conference.
I've been on video
It
conferences.
was a Skype fan convention.
Nice.
But I met Terry Crews, and I touched his arm, and boy, like poured concrete. Set concrete, not poured concrete. Poured concrete's like still wet.
Yeah.
No, this is concrete
Hand
that
went
dried.
right through it.
No, this is like...
You really made an impression on him.
No.
Right?
No, I wouldn't
But
have
if
been able
it's
to.
like poured concrete, you know what I mean?
No, I think
Somebody
if
puts
I...
their hand in there and makes an
Yeah, I
impression.
know, but that was... I misspoke, you see. Bradley Cooper.
All right. People like him now because he's pretending to be grizzled and gruff.
No, he was just in a movie where he did that. And people, unlike you, people understand the difference between movies and reality.
Well, I'm sorry. I make no apologies for not being able to
Discern.
make the distinction. Movies and reality, or dreams and reality.
Channing Tatum.
I think you mean charming, ain't him?
All right, you got your Channing Tatum joke in. Even though that is a good joke, I won't give you the
It's
satisfaction.
the only good joke I've ever made, so I bring it out a lot. Channing Tatum, more like charming, ain't him?
Yes.
Damn it, I screwed up the
Yeah, he would not screw that up. Or if he screwed it up, he would do it in a charming
taking
way.
again. Yeah. Channing Tatum, more like charming, ain't him? It's better in when it's written.
Yeah.
Read it. Go read my tweet from like 4 years ago.
John Cho. Feel like he's a guy who's been around for a while and is finally getting some hunk steam behind him.
I don't know who that is.
He was from Harold and Kumar, the one who played
he's
Harold. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I forget. He was in something recent. Oh, he's in that movie that was like it all took place on a computer screen. He had a missing kid.
I don't know what you're talking about, but what are we doing?
He was in that, and I think people are like, look at that's a hunk nobody's talking about.
Well, we're sitting in your home.
I'm going over today's
we're men in our
hunks.
mid to late 30s. And you're listing off hunks. We're recording
I'm
it.
listing off today's
We
hunks.
bought expensive equipment.
Not to mention all these magazines.
All these magazines.
Hunk Daily, Hunk Weekly.
And you're just listing off hunks, and we're
Look, I had a lot of hunks to get through with today's hunks, and I wasn't even done with them all.
Thank God the greatest generation is almost all gone. This is killing them.
I also had, I mentioned
Seeing us.
the last two of today's hunks that I have on my list. Michael B. Jordan and Henry Cavill.
More like Michael B. Hunky, and I don't know who Henry Cavill is.
He played Superman, for God's sake.
Oh, no! He was the mustache man in Mission Impossible
Yeah.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. My favorite movie. I should know the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good as the mustache man in that movie.
And what a hunk, right?
Yeah.
With the mustache?
And he knew how to fly a helicopter, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom Cruise had to go off and learn. Henry Cavill already knew.
Yeah. That's a good movie, Tom. Oh, so Cruise doesn't make your hunksman list.
Tim, I haven't gotten to my next category, which is aging hunks.
Okay.
Tom Cruise.
How old is Tom Cruise?
50.
Thomas Maypother.
7, I'm going to guess.
Okay.
How old is Tom Cruise?
52.
Tom Cruise is 57 years old.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You got to keep that up against the
It's
microphone,
at 57, I know. I wanted to celebrate early.
Tom. Yeah. That's no fun if you know the answer before.
And
the
I just
listener.
knew.
So 7 years separates Terry Crews and
Tom Cruise.
Whoa.
I thought
The
that's why
Cruise
you were bringing
brothers.
them up.
No, because like, why isn't Terry Crews an aging hunk if he's 51 essentially?
You brought up Terry Crews when I was talking about today's hunks.
Oh, okay.
Tim, Jesus Christ. Accusing me of your missteps. Denzel Washington,
Denzel,
an aging hunk.
Yeah, I had an interaction with him one time.
Oh, yeah. Backstage.
Yeah, it wasn't anything.
On Broadway.
On Broadway. We were in the same show together, the same Tony Award-winning play.
George Clooney.
The Cloons.
Yeah.
You know what?
You don't hear a lot about his pranks anymore.
Thank God.
Ever since he got married. Maybe he's just playing pranks on his wife day in and day out, driving her nuts.
Look, we're pro Clooney here, but I have a theory about Clooney.
What's that?
He's keeping a little bit of a low profile.
Yeah.
I think he's got some stuff in his past that he's just like, hey, you know what, Clooney? Maybe stick with your what is he, tequila guy now or something?
I think he sold his tequila company, made a ton of
For
money.
like $1 billion or
Yeah.
something, right?
No, but he's like he leaned into like the activist stuff.
Yeah.
That's like what he's up to now. And
I
you're
mean-
out here accusing him without basis. Like, nah, I think he's a bad guy.
I've heard some things about his sense of humor.
All right.
Might have crossed the line a little bit. I guess he just did that Catch-22 thing. Limited series on Hulu.
Oh, did he? I haven't
Yeah.
heard about that.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have heard of it. It's based on a book, and you famously can't read.
So I can't watch TV shows based on books either.
Well, you can't look
Just
it up in the
that
TV
stupid.
guide.
John Hamm,
Yeah.
aging hunk. And, it's unfortunate because John Hamm didn't become famous until he was already like a somewhat aging hunk. He missed his time in the hunk spotlight.
No, I disagree.
Why?
I think, Tom, we both got a flood alert,
Yeah, but don't worry, we're safe.
and it says avoid flooded areas. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it
Cool.
looks pretty crazy outside, right?
There's
There's like a
been-
lot of lightning.
There has been constant lightning for the last 10 minutes. It's all I've been trying to focus on hunks, but this lightning has really been giving the hunks a run for their money.
It's a good thing we're not surrounded by electrical equipment right now.
What's gonna happen?
Lightning goes through it and zaps both of our heads clean off.
Is that true?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, my parents used to make me turn off the TV during a thunderstorm.
I think CRT TVs could be damaged by thunder.
But like it wouldn't shoot a thunderbolt out.
No, I think
Lightning
it could
bolt, I guess.
it could burn out the tube, maybe though.
My parents were like, the tubes.
The tubes. We can't afford to buy more tubes.
I mean, yeah, if TVs are expensive.
Sure, the
Tom,
tube was the most expensive part back then.
I bought a TV not too long ago. It's been on the fritz lately. I'm kind of pissed off about it.
Yeah, bring it into the shop. They don't have them anymore.
Yeah, right?
No more TV shops.
If you brought it in somewhere, they'd be like, throw it out and buy a new one, asshole. Sorry, back to hunks.
You know what? I'll yeah, that's it for my aging hunks. I got two more, but whatever. David Beckham.
Okay.
And
How old is David Beckham? David Beckham's like 48. No, 47.
How old is David Beckham?
David Beckham is 44 years old.
44.
He's an aging
He's
hunk?
been around for a long time. He looks older than he is.
No, he doesn't.
He had too much time in the sun, I think.
Too much bending it.
That's not the yeah. It's literally
Too
all
much
you know
bending,
about
David. Enough with the bending already. You're it's taking a toll on your looks.
And Joe Manganiello.
I don't know who that is.
He's another.
Is that one of the
aging
Jersey
hunk.
Shore boys?
No, he was in Magic Mike too.
Magic Mike too?
I guess Magic Mike XL. All right, Tim. My next category: hunks of yesteryear. First, we all know him. We all love him. Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Trent
street-
Brando.
a
Marlon
street-
Brando.
A Streetcar Named Desire, where he's wearing just an undershirt.
Yeah.
You're like, wow,
You
look
know
at that hunk.
actors are good when they do a scene in an undershirt.
Yeah, name one actor who's done a scene in an undershirt that hasn't won an award.
Yeah, you know what I like? In plays, when a stage actor will be wearing jeans and a white undershirt tucked into the jeans.
That's how you know they're like a greaser.
Yeah. It's cool. It's like, oh, this is gritty, but in the way that like things in the 50s were gritty.
Next on my hunks of yesteryear list, Cary Grant.
I don't know what he looks like.
He was in North by Northwest.
Oh, yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's another movie that I've claimed it was my favorite movie, and I don't know the main guy.
Yeah, Jesus, Tim, you gotta get a Rolodex of hunks or something. Start
Tom,
keeping track of these hunks.
I want to live in the world. Maybe this is what they mean. I want to live in the world of North by Northwest.
Yeah, we'll start by learning who's in the movie.
No, I just
in
want to.
case the opportunity
I want to
presents
take a
itself.
train everywhere and then get to a hotel and send my suit down to be cleaned.
Yeah, I have to run from a plane.
Yeah, and there's a femme fatale
Yeah.
who's double crossing me. I don't know. Maybe my wife's double crossing me.
Well, she always could. You know, even if she's not doing it now, that doesn't preclude her from double crossing you
Don't
in the
give her
future.
any ideas. Just kidding. She doesn't listen to this.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman. I don't know why, I got really sad that Paul Newman is dead.
What?
Yeah, he died a few years ago. I got really sad.
I guess that is how he ended up on this hunks of yesteryear list.
I also got really sad that Robin Williams died.
Yeah, I got sad about that recently.
Yeah. And like when it happened, I was like, oh, that's too bad. But now I'm just like, God damn, that's fucking terrible. It's depressing.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I don't know. Just bummed about it. There was somebody else. There's a third guy that I was just really upset. There was nobody I knew.
I just bought some Newman's Own a la vodka sauce.
Just vodka sauce.
Vodka sauce. Haven't eaten it yet, but rest in peace, Paul Newman.
Yeah, I like to buy Newman's Own products.
Now that you know you're not taking it out from under him.
Yeah, it's like, well, he might need to eat
Well,
this.
if this is
his
Newman's
stuff.
Own,
Yeah.
I don't want to take it.
So,
What if
yeah.
he wants it?
He should have this ranch dressing.
Next on my hunks of yesteryear list, Elvis Presley.
Yeah, how old was Elvis when he died?
He was in his 40s.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
What we did to poor Elvis.
We weren't around. We weren't alive at the same
When
time
did he
Elvis
die?
was. In the 70s, the late 70s.
When did Elvis Presley die?
1978, I'm going to guess.
I'm going to say it was 80.
When did Elvis Presley die?
Elvis Presley died August 16th, 1977 at age 42 in Graceland.
47.
42.
42. Holy shit.
Yeah. So when people talk about like fat Elvis, that guy was in his 30s.
Well, I mean, when did he start? When he was like early 20s, I guess?
Yeah, I think he was like 20.
He was
Maybe even 19.
Yeah, they didn't like the way he shook his hips.
Nope. And they killed him for it. Rest in peace, Elvis Presley. Then Tim, two topics left. Two categories of hunks left. Fallen hunks.
This is going to be another Jared Fogle.
No, these are like hunks that I feel like people used to be real hot and heavy about these hunks.
And then they've been canceled for one reason or
They've
another.
either been canceled or like they've lost their hunkish looks. Leonardo DiCaprio.
What do you mean?
People don't talk about him like a hunk anymore.
It's because he's serious.
No, I think it's because like
Because he's an Oscar winner.
no, because he like,
Very few hunks have won Oscars.
but he like refuses to date anybody over the age of 25 now, and I think people are like, oh, he's like a creep.
Was
He
that
can't
true?
be yeah, it's just, like some.
You know a lot more gossip about the
Yeah,
hunks
Tim,
than I
that's
do.
guy. That's why I'm steering the hunk ship here.
You are a person who loves drama, like in you know, the grand sense of like, oh yeah, I know this fact about Leonardo DiCaprio, but you also like within
Going to
like
Shakespeare plays.
like our friend group, you love you're a gossip, you're a gossipy one.
Yeah.
You love
Guilty
it.
as charged.
Mm.
Leonardo DiCaprio, somebody like did the math, and he's never dated anyone older than 25.
Well, it's none of your business.
It is my business, Tim. I'm his manager.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Why do you live here? This is a garbage apartment. What percentage of his earnings do you
It
get?
just happened recently, and I think that's why I think I underbid.
Yeah, Jesus
I was so
Christ.
desperate to beat everybody else out.
Are you getting any kind of commission?
I'm getting 0.0001%.
Oh, it's still probably more than either of us make in a year, Tom.
And it's net 90, so I got to wait 3 months until I get my first paycheck.
Jeez.
Brad Pitt.
Look, what are you naming the cast of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something over here?
Yeah, so far. Johnny Depp.
Yeah, well, he's been canceled.
Yeah.
With good reason.
But even before that, people were like, this guy's not that good looking
No,
anymore.
when he was Captain Jack Sparrow, everybody was like, they made like 11 of those movies.
That's true. But those movies weren't for a hunk-seeking audience. Those were for kids.
Well, it was kids and their parents who were in the hunk market.
The last one that I'm going to... I got two. Matthew McConaughey. I think people were... He used to be like a big hunk, and then people were kind of like, nah.
Don't you remember the reconnaissance?
Yeah.
Reconnaissance?
Yeah, but then that ended without, it didn't really lead to anything.
What do you mean?
I think
He
people...
was in like every movie.
Yeah, but now he's not in every movie.
He's taking a
so what
break.
was it all for?
Yeah.
And then everybody heard that he made that Lincoln commercial and he stunk up the car so bad that they were like, you can just keep the car.
Well, I think that's savvy.
It's true. That is pretty savvy. You know what? I'm taking him off the fallen hunks list and putting him on the savvy hunks list.
I'm going to do a Rolls-Royce commercial and use the same tactic.
They don't make commercials for Rolls Royces. They don't need to.
What do you mean? But they need to make commercials for Lincoln?
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
And then my last fallen hunks, Prince Harry and Prince Will.
Prince
the
princes.
William. The boy princes.
Why? Because they got a ball and chains now?
They're both off the hunk market.
Well, from what I understand, one of them is... right?
Tim, they won't let us into England if you finish that sentence.
Look, Tom. Everybody go see us in London.
And then my final category, hunks gone too soon. Just one entry. We all know him. We all miss him. Keith Ledger.
The hunkiest hunk that ever hunked. Pour one out for Keith Ledger.
R.I.P. You want to solve a problem?
Do I? Yes. Hello and welcome to Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems. I'm Tim.
Wow, what energy you're bringing to this segment. I'm Tom. Hello.
And we're going to solve a problem. If you'd like us to solve a problem of yours, email us at thecompleteguideeverything@gmail.com. Tom,
Yes.
this week we're going to solve a problem from a boy named Chris.
Okay.
He says, Dear Tim and Tom, I'm a grown man in my mid-30s, and like you, one of my greatest fears is being laughed at by teens. That's really not a fear of mine anymore. I've gotten over it.
I think you just haven't been in a situation where you could have been laughed at by teens recently.
Normally, I can just stay away from them. Here's what I do. However, this summer, I'm a tour guide at a fairly prominent cultural site. And this coming week, I'm leading a tour for a group of 22 high school students.
What do you think it is, Stonehenge?
It's probably Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Either that, Notre Dame almost burned down.
Yeah, I don't think
So
they're
they're
giving
probably
tours.
not doing tours. It must be Stonehenge then. What advice do you have for making sure I'm not laughed at owned or even pwned by these teens over the course of an hour, moving backwards and talking to them. So one of those, he's like, hey, look at these rocks that are stacked.
Yeah.
Not to mention the part standing up in the bus, already a lanyard and name tag on the way to getting mocked. Thanks, Chris. So 22 high school students.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to walk around Stonehenge being like, here are the stones.
Right. And presumably these are all bad kids because they're in summer school.
Yeah. He might have sent this. Oh, no, he sent it in July. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tom, if you're forced into a situation, you might have some good insight. In college, you were an RA, a resident asshole.
Resident assistant, Tim.
And what does that mean?
It meant that I was the floor narc.
Yeah, exactly. So a bunch of people who had it out for you because you were an authority figure.
Right.
Trying to harsh everybody's mellow.
I
I
was trying to get free room and board, which I did.
Nice. Is that what you said the first day? Like, don't hassle me. I'm just here for the fucking free room.
No, I wouldn't
don't...
make it. No, but I was like, I wanted everybody to be safe and have a good college.
Have a good college, everybody.
Have a good college experience. And I didn't want to get anybody in trouble, but if that's what it came to, then that's what it came to.
All right, so 22 high school kids.
Yeah.
You got to stick with them for an hour. Mm-hmm. What do? You start cursing? Nah, they'll see right through it.
You dab. You start off with a dab.
Here's what I would actually do. Lean into the fact that you're a grown-up.
Yeah. Drink a beer.
Yeah, but don't...
Smoke a cigarette while you're doing this.
Don't try to relate to them or impress them. Don't...
No, if they came on to the bus and you had your feet up, drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette, looking at a porno magazine, and you went, oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Be like, whoa, what a legend.
What a legend.
Look at this guy.
What an epic bacon legend.
Yeah. I want to be like him when I grow up.
Yeah, he's cool as Bill Murray. No, you're not going to be cool. That's the thing. Stop. Don't try to make them like you. Just be mad at them from the get-go.
Well, I don't think you should be mad at them, but...
just be like, hey, look, I'm not here to... Like, your attitude should be like, I got nothing to prove to you. I'm an adult with... I
mean, don't say these things out loud.
No, this is the attitude.
Yeah.
Don't be like... Don't be so thirsty for their friggin' teen respect.
Yeah.
The respect of a teen is worth dirt.
I'm trying to think if there was like ever an adult I saw as a teenager that wasn't famous that I had like any like admiration or respect for. Right?
Yeah. No.
Ooh, you know what though? I do know how you can immediately get their admiration and respect.
What?
Disrespect their teacher in front of them.
Yeah, that was going to be my only thing. Clown another adult.
Yep.
And just be like, hey, fuck this asshole, right? Like, clown them in a vicious way. Like, if they're, like, just go cheap.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know their teacher. And if there is no teacher there, find somebody. Or, this is a last resort, but if you really want them to find the person that they're bullying in their own group and also bully that person. Because they'll be like, he's cool. He hates this wiener like we hate.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't bully a kid who like their only friggin' respite. I was going to say go the other way and bully the bully.
No, because
physically overpower them.
Well, if you're allowed to beat them up. No, don't actually bully the bullied. Or the bully. Don't bully anyone.
Nah,
bullying will get you canceled. It's got nothing. It'll do nothing but get you canceled in this day and age.
No, yeah, I would stick to just like clowning on another adult. If it's an authority figure, if it is one of their teachers or a chaperone, not a chaperone, but like a teacher or whatever, you're gonna get massive points.
Slap them.
You don't have to physically assault them. I think it can be even just something subtle.
Like what?
Like
I'm the teacher. Everybody, please listen to this tour guide. He's going to take you around Stonehenge, and everybody, please be on your best behavior here.
They couldn't see it, but I dabbed at you.
That's not an insult.
Yeah, no, like I did it in a disrespectful way. I like dabbed right in your face.
All right.
And then now I'm flossing. I'm doing the floss
Man,
dance.
that's awesome.
and like, oh, it's so like you can't do anything except
Is
watch.
that this guy's as cool as Backpack Kid?
Yeah. And they are like,
With all
shit.
that pesky anti-Semitism. Is that
Is
what
he
he
is?
anti-Semitic?
I don't know if the Backpack Kid's anti-Semitic. I shouldn't say things like that.
You don't know which Backpack Kid I'm talking about.
Could be any of these kids.
Talking about Richard Spencer.
Yeah, you could say, tell them you know the Backpack Kid. And then when they're like, yeah, really? And then be like, yeah, my son, he wears a backpack. And then they'll be like, oh, this guy's pretty funny.
No, don't mention that. Make out with their teacher.
What? No, don't make out with the teacher.
Why?
Because then everybody's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And they're not going to respect you for making out with their teacher.
Why not?
Oh, maybe if it's like a real hot teacher.
Yeah.
They might be like, that's what I've been fantasizing about
Exactly.
doing.
And this guy took the bull by the horns and just fucking
no,
did it.
don't. I mean, you can't do that.
Well, work it out with the teacher beforehand.
Right, you need consent.
Hey, I know a way that we can both
I don't see what's in it
rise
for
in
the
the
hot
estimation
teacher.
of these teens.
No, and if they've got a hot teacher, that hot teacher doesn't need shit from, you got to be careful that hot teacher isn't going to, razz you.
Oh yeah,
to make the
if
kids
the
like 'em more.
teacher's hot, oh, you're screwed anyway.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the
Yeah, if
I
you
don't know why
try
you assume there's a teacher there.
because it's a school group.
No, it's 22 teens.
Well, there's some kind of a authority figure.
I think he's the authority figure. I think that's what he's concerned about.
If you razz a hot teacher, you're liable to get knocked out by one of these kids looking to hook up with their teacher.
Yeah, like defend their honor.
Hey, if you got something to say about Mrs. Gray, you say it to my face.
Ms. Gray.
Ms. Gray.
All right,
She's
razz the teacher
separated.
unless they're
Teens don't care
hot
if they're
and then
married
make
or
out
not.
with them. Yeah, they do.
No, they've got a better chance with the married teachers.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so good advice for teens out there with crushes on their teachers. Go for the married ones.
Yeah.
If you have a problem you'd like us to solve, you can email us at completeguideeverything@gmail.com. You can find out more about our show on tcgt.com. You can support us by checking out patreon.com/completeguide for books, the podcast, and more. Right now we are reading The Island of Dr. Moreau. I'm reading it. Tim's listening to me talk about it.
I think last week's episode,
Yeah.
episode 1 of The Island of Dr. Moreau, was the best episode of Books the Podcast yet. So
Days keep getting better and better, baby.
this is the perfect time to jump on.
Yeah,
We just
you get
started
all
a
the
new
old
book.
episodes too,
Yeah.
so don't worry about that. Don't worry your pretty little head off. $5 a month. And you can support us at tcgt.com/Amazon for your Amazon shopping. Doesn't cost you a goddamn extra penny, but it gets us a few pennies depending on what you buy. And if you're living in London, tcgt.com/live. We're coming to London. 2 shows in September.
Yeah,
Check
I think
them
we'll do
out.
a pre-roll about that, right? You've probably already heard the information.
Yeah, but maybe
about
you
that.
heard it and you're like, oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah, but now you remember. Please go to that.
I think that's all the promotion.
Yeah, and hey, we got through the hunks episode, I think, without making asses of ourselves in front of the hunks. How many hunks do you think are listening to this right now?
I would hope the hunks of yesteryear, most of them are no longer with us. All
Yeah.
of them, I think. But I would hope, and the aging hunks, it's going to be hard for them to figure
What about
out.
Arnold? Is he a hunk?
No, I don't think Arnold's really a hunk. Maybe young Arnold was a hunk.
I think he's looping back around. He's becoming like a
Yeah.
Ruffalo-style hunk.
Yeah, actually,
He's becoming like politically active in like a good way, not just
Yeah.
like I want to be the governor, but like he's a Dracula now.
I want to be the governor.
But like he's just like
I'll be
like his
back.
gerrymandering thing, right?
Yeah.
He's against it.
Right. Yeah, that made it sound like, no, he's gerrymandering in all the right ways. He's a big electronic vehicle proponent,
Yeah.
and he still wants everybody to get fit, stay active.
Mm.
He went
That's all I want.
He recently attended his illegitimate son's graduation
Nice.
and was very proud of him and said he loved him.
What steps are you taking to become more of a hunk in your daily life, Tom?
Well, I plan on attending my illegitimate son's graduation soon. What steps am I taking? I'm gonna try probiotics.
Nice. I'll tell you what I'm doing, Dom.
What?
12 push-ups every morning.
Wow. That's what Chris Evans uses to get into Captain America shape. That's why he's not going to do it anymore.
Guess what, Tom?
He's sick of doing 12 push-ups every day.
I'm also doing 12 squats.
What? Tim, you're going to get too beefy.
I know. I'm not going to be able to fit through the door. You're going to be like, is this fucking hulking strong
Yeah,
man? What about
this?
Lou Ferrigno?
What is this? Just a slide of beef I'm sitting next to? A side of beef? Did I say a slide of beef?
Yeah, you slide some beef next to you.
Yeah. Put some barbecue sauce on that side of beef and it'll turn into a slide of beef. I'll be able to slide right down it.
Man, let's end this, the dumbest thing we've ever done. I think this might be the last episode. Goodbye forever.
That was a HeadGum podcast.